Good morning, good afternoon, all of you, all the youths, all the parents, all the educators who are watching this virtual education summit 2021, which is going on for last 5 days, and today is 6th day. Welcome you all, and today with us we have our chairperson of Ramakrishna Sevashrama, Srimad Swami Japananji Maharaj from Pavagada joining live. Maharaj, welcome Maharaj.
Namaste.
Namaste, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj, for giving us time out of your busy schedule. I know you are serving people for the. You are very busy in pandemic projects. We are very glad that you joined us today with a short notice. Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, just to give a brief introduction about some Ramakrishna Sevashrama and about Maharaj. In 1986, there was a severe drought in Karnataka. Ramakrishna Mission was deploying monks to the different places to serve the people because there was a severe drought. Maharaj deployed to Pavagada. Pavagada is the most backward taluka or place in India. So Swamiji started establishing shelters, relief centers across 40 villages in 1986. Also, shelter for cows, fodder for cows, and health camps, education for youth. Swamiji was very busy in serving for many years in Pavagada from 1986 onwards. After this incident or the drought, what Swamiji has realized is rural upliftment, education, health is life's mantra. In 1991, he came back to Pavagada. He established Sri Ramakrishna Sevashrama to serve many more people in that place. Swamiji since then started working on projects like eradication of leprosy, tuberculosis, blindness control project, general medical services, also flood relief, healthy living, education, and pandemic projects. Swamiji is presently working on 27 projects. For all of your understanding, I'm going to give you a number. So far, Sri Ramakrishna Sevashrama has served, I can say, outpatients through their hospital, 6,39,739 people as of February 2021. Inpatients, 1,39,957 people have gone through surgeries, have gone through their solution, got the solution through medical camps or through hospital. Swamiji is, as I said, working on 27 projects. Swamiji is very busy. He is serving since 1986, not just the Pavagada, but I can say across the state. In any flood project, Swamiji is there in the forefront. And Swamiji, as you are serving since 1986 for almost 40 years, and as your motto is reaching the unreachable, rural upliftment, health, education. My question to you, Swamiji, when you are serving these people and when you are imagining about their future, what goes on in your mind? What happens in your mind when you see all these things and you are there on the field, on the battlefield for more than 40 years, Maharaj? Over to you, Maharaj.
Yes, Shiv Kumar, I'm very happy that you have given me an opportunity to share our views about the education, especially rural education and health.
Yes, Maharaj.
Well, I will add one more thing, that is spirituality. But people are afraid of that word, spirituality. So you can take it in other ways, human values.
Human values.
Making the person total human being with human values, humanism, in other words.
Yes, Maharaj.
For your question, I think down the line, another 10 or 15 years or 20 years, you may not be able to see people with serving or service activities, or people, you don't see people with this type of mindset to help others. It may look very odd, or the listeners may be very much surprised to see or hear these words, but I am telling you, this is going to happen because people have become more self-centered. The more education they are getting, they are not expanding their heart, or they are not expanding their views, they are not expanding their thoughts, they are becoming limited. They would like to stay in a pigeonhole. For example, in Bangalore, you can see, or in big cities, you can see, they just go to the work, come back, stay in that room or in that flat, then go to the work. They don't see anything outside the world at all. Means the universal approach for which Swami Vivekananda or the great seers in our tradition who have brought 5,000 years, that great tradition, that is Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. That type of attitudes are slowly going away from the minds of the people. Let me tell you, the education system nowadays, what we see in India is totally unwanted. It's only to get the certificates. Swami Vivekananda says, man-making education, character-building education. In other words, to make a total human being education, he expected that type of education.
Yes.
Let me give you an example. In this pandemic situation, the government tried its level best to manage the academic year of 2021, but they were able to only open the schools or education institute for a few days.
Yes.
That's why just last week, the Honorable Education Minister announced that 12th standard students will not have the examinations. They'll be promoted without examination. Do you know what was the reaction of the students? Let me tell you, you'll be surprised. And the Indians who are hearing this session or participating in this session will be shocked to know the mindset of the present students of our country. See, they all went to their respective colleges and celebrated with crackers, sweets, etc., and shouting and applauding the minister's decision of cancelling the examination. Now, Mr. Shivkumar, you know it. The way you had the education in Ramakrishna institutions,
Yes.
look at the condition of the students. They're celebrating because they don't have an examination. It should have been otherwise. They should have gone on strike, asking the authorities to hold the examination. That will give them an opportunity to improve their quality of education.
Yes.
I think you have understood what I mean. What I mean. So this is the present situation. Now you can start your.
Yes. That means we are not on developmental things. We are going other backward, basically, like not learning the man-making education. Thank you, Maharaj, for giving that very insightful, the brutal truth of what is happening. So Maharaj, as we know, the topic for today is challenges that youths are facing in rural India, which is to build their dream life, I can say. So as we know, Maharaj, in India, it's a young country, around 460 million youth. In none of the country has this advantage, and 460 million youth, and in rural India, as we are talking about, focused on rural India, 128 million youths, Maharaj. So what are the challenges youths are facing? And would you elaborate few for our understanding, Maharaj?
You see, biggest challenge they are facing is the quality of education, right from the class 1 or preparatory institutions. We are missing that great opportunity to develop their lifestyle right from the beginning. Now, as I said in the beginning, the earlier, that all our education is focused on getting the certificates.
Oh,
Understand?
yes.
The quality, then the values, morality, ethics, everything is gone. I will assure you that earlier we used to talk about Bihar state. You know, it's a poorest of the poor state, and it doesn't have any opportunity for the rural students to develop their skills or their continue their education, etc. Now you can see the entire rural India is moving towards that. What I mean is, you don't see educational institutions having full-fledged laboratories, libraries, teaching staff, etc. Now the staff, the teaching staff in the institutions, they just do their work as a robots. There is no personal touch or personal contact with the students. The Indian tradition says, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. The Guru, the teacher,
Guru, yes.
he not only teaches A plus B is equal to AB plus BC plus CA, he also teaches how to improve the inner life, inner strength.
Yes.
That is challenge number 1. Challenge number 2, it's very unfortunate to see none of the youngsters, especially the rural youngsters, having any goal in their life.
Oh.
Let me quote an example here. When Abdul Kalam, Dr. Abdul Kalam, the greatest missile master of India or the world, started his career in a small school near Rameshwaram. And one of his teacher, when he was teaching the boy Abdul, how the birds will start takeoff, landing, gliding, etc., the Abdul Kalam couldn't understand that science properly. That teacher, Mr. Srinivasa Rao, he said, is it okay what I have explained? Are you all okay with my explanation? Then Abdul Kalam raised his hand. He says, sir, I am not able to understand. Then he said, my dear boy, come to the seashore in the evening. I will explain to you. In the seashore, on the seashore, Abdul Kalam was made to observe how the birds will land, take off, glide, control the speed, etc., etc. Then what happened next is the history. He became a missile master of the world. Why I gave this example is, if that Srinivasa Rao shouted at the Abdul and said, you don't understand, you are a fool. All others have understood and you are not able to understand. Sit down. Then we would have lost a great scientist on this planet or in our country. So what I am hitting is, look at the Abdul Kalam's mindset that he wants to learn. He wants to become a great scientist. And he would like to continue, or he would like to pursue his education to reach the top place. Today you ask any students or any youth, what do you want to do? I don't know. Where you want to go? I don't know. Let me go. Whatever it happens, let it happen. There is no goal in the rural youths at all. In cities, mega cities, due to the influence of the parents or etc., etc., they may be having some goals. But I am sure they are also not having a particular goal as you had, or as our ancestors had the goal of the life. Swami Vivekananda, in his classroom, in Presidency College. He had the goal to understand the secret of the life. Today, no student or no youth having the goal. That is second. And the third one is, they don't know that they have the inner consciousness, the inner life, inner strength, which makes them to stand against any difficulties.
Yeah.
Now the youngsters of the, Bangalore sometimes is referred as suicidal city.
Yeah.
You are surprised to hear this. I will tell you, because there is no inner strength developed by these students, either in the classroom or outside the classroom. They just behave as a dolls. For example, Swami Vivekananda say, education is not the amount of information that is put into your brain and runs right there, undigested all your life. We must have life building, man making, character making, assimilation of ideas, not accumulation of ideas. You may be having accumulation and assimilation. So Swami Vivekananda wanted assimilation of ideas. So he says, take up one idea, think on that idea, dream on that idea, live on that idea, work on that idea alone. This is the way to success. Show me a student, show me a youngster in India having this type of ideology. There may be, but in compare with the number what you said about the Indian rural youths, it's nothing. Nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to strive hard to reach the goal because they don't have the goal at all.
No.
Finally, I am sorry to tell you, as a monk, I feel so much pain in my heart to see these youngsters. They don't have a little iota of love towards their country, their countrymen. Means Matru Bhakti, Desha Bhakti. See, all those things have gone away. Now, for example, pandemic. Why we are suffering even today? Because nobody wants to follow the rule.
No.
It is a simple. Because that consciousness is not there. You see, I belong to this country. I belong to this nation. I have to follow the rules and regulations of this nation. You know, you have seen both India and America, how they follow. If you want to take a U-turn, I think perhaps sometimes you travel kilometers to take a U-turn.
Yes.
Even though there is an opportunity to take a U-turn, you don't break the rule.
No.
But in India, my way is highway. This is the background. I'm speaking from the rural India. I have lost hopes, my dear. I have lost hopes because I see neither they have the love towards their mother or their parents or their motherland. They all become, they want to follow the foreign attitudes without they don't understand. Even they have certain rules and regulations and some principles in a Western lifestyle. But these people have just become like lifeless dolls. That's my word. So I have made it 4 important challenges.
No, Maharaj.
Tell me now.
This is very, very, I know it's heartbreaking, heart crunching, I can say. Because we see youths are future of our country. They're the energy behind our country. And Maharaj, the reality which you just elaborated, it's, I think, all the youths, all the parents, and all educators who are watching this show online and offline, I think this is a lesson we should take, each one of us, and from our Maharaj. Maharaj, when I go to the next step, Maharaj, so as you're serving people day in, day out, I can say, in all the ways. It's not just one way. And in pandemic also, I know personally, like, you just completed distributing 10,000 grocery kits across Tumkur, not just in one place. And in many more, you are very busy. So and serving people, that's what you are also, the speciality of your service is, Maharaj, reaching the unreachable, That's where I really attach to that mission, reaching the unreachable, because anyone can reach people who are in the city or who are in the thing, but the reaching the unreachable, only the special person like you can do, or Ramakrishna Mission can do, or Swami Vivekananda's Maharaj's blessings can do. So Maharaj says that Swami Vivekananda Maharaj says that in one time, we as a nation have lost our individuality.
Individuality. Yes.
This is exactly, you touched the point already, and
Yes,
I would
yes,
like your
yes.
would you explain what exactly is this? Because our youths want to listen to this. We
Yes.
as a nation have lost our
Yes.
individuality. We have to give back our individuality. What does that mean, Maharaj?
Yes. You see, there were days people used to stand in queue in the universities like Nalanda, Takshashila, all those places to get the entrance to those universities. What Swami Vivekananda exactly means is, see, as an Indian, we have a tradition of 5,000 years, which has come down from our ancestors. It's not that just a tummy managing the education. It is becoming a whole human being with human values. So when you start losing the control over your mind, your lifestyle, your education, and your activities, etc., etc., slowly you lose your individuality. Finally, I want to tell you, where is our dharma, our religion? As I said in the big, just a few minutes ago, people used to come from Constantinople. People used to come from the West, all the way to reach India to get that knowledge. That is called the sleeping soul has to be roused to self-conscious activity. That is important. Let me quote Swami Vivekananda here. Teach yourself. Teach everyone his real nature. Call upon the sleeping soul and see how it awakes. Power will come, glory will come, goodness will come, purity will come, and everything that is excellent will come when this sleeping soul is rose to self-conscious activity. This is what we are missing. That is where Swamiji said we are losing, or we have lost our individuality. You see, when Swamiji stood to speak in Chicago on September 11, 1893, Sister Nivedita writes, when Swami Vivekananda finished his paper on Hinduism, Hinduism was born. We need such people, we need such a mindset to keep up our individuality. Each state, each nation has its own speciality. India, I quote again Swami Vivekananda. He says, I quote, I come from the nation which has taught the world tolerance and acceptance.
Yes.
Now, are we belong to that category?
No.
No. So you have the answer. That is the hidden meaning of this word, this statement. We as a nation have lost our individuality. Tell me, any Indian, I'm sorry to tell you because I have traveled more than 28 times to Western countries, including America, UK, Europe, etc. Several times I have gone to Europe, and even I have given a talk in the Parliament of London, England, on a Hindu chair had organized a program there. I have explained this. Our Indians, when they go to the foreign countries or other countries in the globe, I'm sorry to tell you, very few are maintaining that system which has come from 5,000 years ago, all the way from our ancestors. Yes. Sometimes I see, do you have Bhagavad Gita in your house? Do you have Anna Basavanna's Vachanas? Akka Mahadevi's Vachanas or Mirabai's, they're all outdated, Swamiji. We don't have all those things. That's all my old grandmother, great grandmother. But Swami Vivekananda says in one place, if you want to have a bright future, go back to history. If you want to have a bright future, go back to history. Let me tell you an example here. A person from NASA, you know, the Swami of Kanchi. We have great respect to the Swamis of Shankaracharya cult. The senior Swami was moving. He never used any vehicle, you must know. Chandrasekhara Saraswati Swami. So he was just camping in an old temple. He never used to go to any house or any place except a hut or a temple. He was sitting in that temple with his disciples. A king of Gorpade in near Ballari happens to meet him along with his friends, along with his family people. One person from America had accompanied him. And he was so much disgusted to see a Swami without any good clothing. Just a cloth was there and he's sitting and murmuring some Sanskrit hymns. So he was standing outside. Then the Swami said, Kupudango, enna pandra, Kupudango, you call him, what he's doing there, call him. And this person said, yes, what he wants. Then they, no, don't say, he's a guru. All right, what he wants. Then Swami said, who are you? He said, I'm a scientist. I'm a scientist. Then Swami said, where? NASA in America. You don't understand all those things. That also he added. I am from NASA, but you don't understand America, NASA, etc. Swamiji laughed. Then he asked him, what made you to go to NASA? No, I'm expert in mathematics, quantum theory. Oh, apdiya, quantum theory. Then this fellow became a little confused. What Swamiji is telling about quantum theory? Then he said, what is it? Is it this one? How do you approach? Negative way of approaching or positive way of approaching? He wrote plus and minus on the floor. Then this person became confused. He said, this Swami knows all the quantum theory, etc. Then he said, no, I went with the positive approach. Very good. It's also good, but you can go to negative also, you will get the same result. Swamiji is telling. And after a few minutes, he said, what did you say? Quantum theory. Then he called two students. We call them as a Vatus, Brahmacharis. They came. He said, you chant from Rigveda, that chapter where the quantum theory has been explained. So they chanted the particular slokas from Rigveda. They took nearly 5 minutes to chant that particular slokas. Then Swamiji explained. Then he said, this is the gist of quantum theory. I don't understand. He became so much nervous. Then he said, how much time you took to become this quantum theory expert? Then he said, 25 years. Paranga. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, full quantum theory. Just he is telling. And that fellow made a Sashtanga pranams to Swamiji and said, the type of education, the type of knowledge we get in India is nowhere we will get.
Nowhere. Yeah.
You see, nowhere. You see, that is the real education Swamiji wanted. That is the real knowledge Swamiji wanted. And we people, in the name of modernization, in the name of new discoveries, we have forgotten to improve our life. In Kannada, we say, Mangala grahak hoglikke manusha aniyagidane, adre manada angalak hogak aagtilla avrige.
Powerful. It's a powerful. That's what it is, Maharaj, I think. So, nam life hegagide andre, how it's become is, we are sitting on a gold box and asking food, asking shelter or clothes from others. So, but the gold box, when we realize the inner gold box, I think is going to. Thank you, Maharaj, for such a powerful, insightful, interesting messages. Maharaj, as what's your message to? Because now we're talking about futuristic.
Yeah.
Now you spoke about the reality, and you very well established the reality. Now, how the future should be? What's your message? How to our youth, specifically to our youth, rural youth, how they can approach their life, Maharaj?
See, it is as simple as it is. Have faith. Faith, faith, faith in ourselves. Faith, faith in God. This is the secret of greatness. If you have faith in all the 330 millions of your mythological gods, and in all the gods which foreigners have now and again introduced into your midst, and still have no faith in yourselves, there is no salvation for you. Have faith. By my will, I will crumble down this mountain into pieces. By my will, I will empty this ocean. We need such youngsters from rural India. A day will come. I am not having all the negative thoughts. There is a positiveness also is there.
Yes,
Because in our gene, when in Kannada, I will tell you, Gotra yaudu, Nakshatra yaudu, then they will go to the Rishis. They will go to the Rishis to tell their starting point, their ancestors. So the gene is there. Only due to the wave, I don't say Western wave, all sort of wave have made these youngsters to forget their real nature. So I want the youngsters, younger generation of India to go back, to learn things, to understand the value, to understand that spiritual power, which power made an ordinary Siddhartha to Buddha.
yes,
You should understand, which made an ordinary Narendra to Swami Vivekananda, which made an ordinary person like Arvinda. He became a great yogi. Which power made an ordinary Ramana to Ramana Maharishi. We have seen, we have heard, and we don't want to implement in our own lives. So don't, Yelli Arasuve Ninu, O Nanna Kinkarane, Ninna Baliye Vasisiru. ಸನ್ಯಾಸದಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ವೈರಾಗ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆಯೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೊರೆಯುವೆ ನಾನು. Faith, that's the word we use. Faith, have that faith, and we can conquer the world. I'm telling you, the Indian youths have that power, that capacity, but unfortunately they have been, they're just, they have caught in this wave of something called modernization, development, etc., etc. Swami Vivekananda gives a beautiful example where the huge steam engine is coming on the track. A small insect was on the track. The huge engine, when it was passing through the track, that small insect knows that how to escape from that engine. It just comes down of the line, and when the engine moves up, then it comes up again.
yes.
So that is the intelligence. That is the hidden nature. So Swamiji, I will end with this quotation of Swamiji. Each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by karma, jnana, bhakti, or yoga. Either by one or by all. Books, churches, temples are nothing but secondary.
That's I think that's great, Maharaj. Like, it's the goal is to manifest the divinity in any way, in any way, in any fashion. So we are very grateful. We are very thankful.
Thank you, dear.
Behalf of all the youth in India, behalf of you, like behalf of them. So we are very grateful, very thankful for leading us in right way through transformative projects, and bringing the spark in the youth and in the place where you are serving and across. Basically, the spark is there across the Karnataka, Maharaj. Your spark is there everywhere. And I think definitely we're going to take your advice, message, and take it forward and change our lives. With that commitment, I'm going to end this today's show. Thank you, Maharaj, for your time. Thank you very much.
Namaskar. Namaskar.